Welcome to a world where the familiar turns frightening and the ordinary hides the extraordinary. In this video, we dive into 3 true tales that will chill you to the bone, from haunted carnivals to mysterious disappearances. Each story is based on real events that will make you question what's lurking in the shadows. Buckle up, turn off the lights, and prepare yourself, because these are stories you won't forget. Let's begin. Story 1. The Carnival of Shadows. Starting a new job is always a mix of excitement and nerves. When Nathan landed a summer job at a local carnival in downtown LA, he was just looking for some extra cash before his senior year of college started in the fall. The carnival was a typical setup with rides, games, and food stands, but its main attraction was the funhouse, which doubled as a haunted house after dark. It was an old, solid structure, rumored to have once been a mansion. Nathan was assigned to manage the funhouse, a favorite among the carnival goers. His job seemed simple enough: guide the guests in, ensure they had a fun and safe time, and observe them as they left. At first, everything seemed straightforward, but then, odd things began to happen. Nathan would count a dozen people entering, but only 11 would emerge. At first, he thought he was miscounting amidst the chaos of laughter and screams. But as the days passed, the numbers continued to not add up. 7 went in, 6 came out, 10 went in, 9 came out. Something felt off, but he couldn't put his finger on it. One particularly busy evening, a girl caught his eye. Maya was stunning, almost out of place in the childish carnival atmosphere. She smiled, handed Nathan her ticket, and he directed her into the attraction. Nathan kept a close watch, waiting for Maya to emerge. But as the crowd thinned, she was nowhere to be seen. Worried, Nathan decided to investigate. He locked the fun house entrance and started navigating the dimly lit rooms. He soon found a barely noticeable seam in the wall and, with a bit of pressing, revealed a hidden door that led to a dark hallway. At the end of the hallway was another concealed exit that led back to the carnival grounds. Nathan breathed a sigh of relief, thinking those who disappeared might have stumbled upon this secret door by accident. But something urged him to continue exploring. In another part of the funhouse, Nathan found another hidden door. This one, however, led to a ladder descending into darkness. Despite his instincts, Nathan climbed down and found himself in a tunnel. The air was damp, and the smell was revolting. Suddenly, his flashlight fell on a white, glittery purse, Maya's purse. He panicked and yelled out Maya's name, but there was only silence. Then he heard rapid footsteps. Terrified, he ran back to the ladder, but he slipped and fell. A voice, a girl's voice, echoed from the darkness. It was Maya, gasping for help. Nathan forced her up the ladder, and they locked the door behind them. Maya couldn't remember how she ended up underground, only that she started hearing voices calling her. The police investigation revealed that the funhouse had once been a mansion during Prohibition in the 1920s, with hidden tunnels used for smuggling. But why Maya ended up there, and who might have lured her, remained a mystery. Nathan quit his job at the carnival, haunted by questions that had no answers. Story 2. The Ticket of the Curse. I never believed in supernatural stories, but an event that happened when I was a child changed my mind. I was only 11 years old that year, and I happened to find an old ticket from a carnival at the small town library where I lived. The ticket was 15 years old, but it looked as fresh as if it had just been issued. The carnival was happening in town that weekend, and I decided to try using the ticket to see what would happen. On the evening of the carnival, I went to the entrance and handed the ticket to the ticket checker. The middle-aged man who saw the ticket suddenly went pale. Where did you get this ticket?" he stuttered. "I found it in the library," I replied. The man shakily returned the ticket without punching a hole in it, which he was supposed to do. I felt strange, but didn't think much of it and continued into the carnival. Throughout the evening, I felt like I was being watched. I kept catching the eyes of carnival workers, and they looked at me with a kind of caution. Finally, unable to stand it anymore, I approached a game booth run by an old man, his face wrinkled and his eyes holding a mysterious look. "Do you know what you're holding in your hand?" the old man asked, his eyes fixated on the ticket I was holding. "It's just an old carnival ticket," I answered, feeling uneasy. No, it's not just any ordinary ticket, the old man said, his voice lowering. 15 years ago, a boy named Ryan disappeared at this very carnival. The last ticket he held was that one. I swallowed hard, not believing what I was hearing. So, what do you want me to do with it? The old man grabbed my hand, his eyes suddenly cold. Burn it before it brings more misfortune. I decided not to listen to the old man and kept the ticket as a keepsake. From that day on, a series of misfortunes began. I lost my wallet, my mom lost her job, and my best friend accused me of stealing something I didn't. After a long period of enduring these mishaps, I decided to go to the stream behind my house and tear the ticket to pieces, letting it drift away with the current. The bad luck gradually disappeared after I got rid of the ticket. I don't know if the ticket was really cursed or not, but from that day on, I learned that some things are best left in the past and never brought home. Story 3. The Terrifying House of Mirrors. A few years ago, my younger sister begged me to take her to the local carnival. I wasn't too excited, but I didn't want to disappoint her, so I agreed. After a while, she got bored and wanted to go home, but I wanted to stay a bit longer to enjoy the atmosphere by myself. I decided to enter the House of Mirrors, a place I thought would be a fun little adventure. When I stepped into the House of Mirrors, I realized I was the only one inside. There was no laughter, no noise, just an eerie silence. I started walking down the corridors, staring at the distorted reflections of myself in the warped mirrors. But then, in a split second, I caught sight of a shadowy figure out of the corner of my eye, a bald man with hollow eyes. I turned my head, but there was no one there. I kept walking, but this time at a faster pace, my heart pounding. Again, the figure appeared in the mirror. With a twisted smile, I yelled out, "Who's there?" But there was no response. I decided not to stop and continued forward. But suddenly, a hand reached out from behind the mirror and grabbed my wrist. "Let go!" I screamed, trying to pull my hand away from the cold grip. "No, don't leave," the man's voice whispered, with a terrifying desperation. "Who are you?" I yelled, unable to believe what was happening. Finally, I managed to break free and ran straight for the exit. When I reached the door, I discovered my wallet was missing. I reported it to the staff, but they said something that chilled me to the bone. The House of Mirrors has been closed all night. I never recovered my wallet, and from that day on, I never set foot in a carnival or a House of Mirrors again. Whenever I look back, I always wonder if I had really seen a ghost. The only thing I know for sure is that I'll never go through that experience again. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey into the unknown. These stories serve as a reminder that sometimes the truth is stranger and scarier than fiction. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on our next exploration into the mysterious and the macabre. Until then, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, sometimes the scariest things are closer than you think.